Hello,
Oh, hello.
hello, and welcome to this very special Ben would quite like to kill himself episode, and Jordan is also here.
Yeah, this is happening.
Yeah,
Maybe cleaning this giant shoe house, which is actually a nursery or an orphanage or something, is going to help.
well, I'm hopeful your good company will lift my spirits.
Even if it doesn't, you can always throw yourself off this scaffold.
Sure,
Over
and
here.
then you can make a
There we go.
joke about how I'm always tossing myself off or some such.
Yes, exactly. Some
Yeah,
sort of joke like
you'd
that.
like that, wouldn't you?
Ah, no, I don't really want to watch you toss yourself off. But
Well, yes, we're
so you could. How do you?
we're back doing
And I'll
this.
jump onto the roof like a proper person.
Okay. Yes. How have you been?
Yes. Ah, alive and kicking. It's been a bit stressful lately, but
Yeah.
that's life, isn't it? Sometimes a bit stressful.
You enjoying the build up to the Christmas?
Nope.
No. I realised I'm getting old because the thing I'm looking forward to most is the 2 weeks I've got off. Or
Yes, I'm
slightly
looking forward to the
more
time
than
I've got
two
off.
weeks actually.
I'm looking forward to getting pissed on Christmas Eve, getting pissed on Christmas Day, not having to drive anywhere, being fed by people basically all day.
Mm.
Um, Obviously, I'm going to be contributing towards the food and the drink and stuff, but I don't have
General,
to actually do any of the cooking. I can just get drunk
yeah.
and have a fucking good time.
Well,
So that's what I'm going to do.
Well, I hope you have a jolly good time. My nan's coming over from Ireland because
Mm.
my aunt and uncle got a divorce, and she usually goes round to their house, and it's kind of awkward now because they're separated. So she's coming here.
Oh no.
Um,
So, unnecessary complication in their lives.
Yeah, speaking of Christmas, I told you earlier in the week there was a Christmas party at the place where I work.
Yes. How did the quiz go?
Fucking, well, I don't know. Some of the
Did I
questions,
win
well, somebody got 14. I reckon you would have
out
won
of?
out of,
I think I won based on the fact that I
yeah.
answered almost, like, at least 75% of those.
It was just very depressing for me. Not because people didn't like the quiz I'd made, but because they didn't seem to know anything. I sat around, a good chunk of them did not know who the Prime Minister of Canada was.
I mean, in fairness, and I hate to play devil's advocate here on this one, but I'm going to do it anyway. Um, some people just don't know foreign politics,
I know,
right?
but it's like,
It's unfortunate, but it's a I've fallen off the roof.
I questioned one of them on it, and she said, I I don't know a great well I don't know a lot about Canada.
God,
This is the same person who the crackers had questions in them. One of the question was name the wonders of the ancient world. Do you know what she said?
what?
Atlantis.
Jesus Christ. Well, if there's any consolation, which it won't be, but if
Mm.
there's any consolation, I realise that I realised today just how much older I am because I have absolutely zero time for the elf on the shelf stuff that is going on. I'm all for. I know we talked about it last week, or if
Yeah,
not last week, at least privately we spoke about it. There's this elf on the shelf thing going on at work this week,
yeah.
and presumably until Christmas. And I've excluded myself from it. I do not wish to be part of it. I described it as juvenile behaviour
Mm.
to a bunch of people who are predominantly older than me. In fact, one of the people in the conversation is literally just a few years younger than my mother. Another one is a few years older than my mother. So they are old enough, in theory, to near enough be my parents, right? And I, uh, I described their behaviour as juvenile, and how I didn't use the words beneath me, but
You
it's very much
felt
how I
it.
feel.
Well,
So I'm getting old, Ben. I'm
yeah, I
becoming the
know.
grumpy bastard.
Apparently, I have a stinky butt.
Yes, you do. One of the kids
Opines
has got the phone.
Martha Hubbard. You see, at least when I got messages in Call of the Wild, it was, hey, there might be a deer nearby. You want to blow its fucking brains out?
Whereas this time, this one, this is trying to help you not blow your brains out
I know,
with a
right?
hose.
I didn't go into work last Tuesday. Don't know whether I told you this,
No, you
because
didn't.
I was dealing with a shit ton of stress, personal stress from people at work.
Mm.
So I rattled off a message to my team leader saying, "Sorry, won't be in today due to personal reasons. We'll see you tomorrow." I went back to bed, woke up like 4 hours later.
Yeah.
I had missed calls from her and texts. Um, HR had emailed me.
Christ.
They thought I'd killed myself.
Well.
It transpired that the only reason why she didn't turn up at my door was because I hadn't changed my address yet.
Oh, well, that's a little bit fun.
It was,
I mean, it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. But
it was
you know,
quite a scare.
you need to get your address updated in case you do end up doing
Well, I
something.
have updated it. Well, I can't do it on a fucking
Okay.
work day now, can I? Now I know my poor boss is gonna have to find me. God.
Well, as long as you don't do it by autoerotic asphyxiation, you should
Well,
be
I
fine.
did. I was sitting thinking. I was sitting in my pants. I'd come
As you do.
home. I got half undressed, and I was. You know what it's like when you're depressed. You can't really be asked to do much. So I took my
I'll be
trousers
honest, I
off.
can't really be asked to do much most days.
I took my trousers off, and I was sitting there. I think, you know what? I could probably hang myself in the wardrobe. And then a thought occurred: if I did it now, they'd find me in my pants, and they'd think it was autoerotic asphyxiation. And I
Yeah, they
was
really
like,
would. You'd
no,
have to get dressed.
that is not my legacy.
But if there's any consolation, you'd have to clear some space in the wardrobe anyway, right? So you might as well put something on at the same time.
Well, I'd have to take an awful lot of shirts off the hanger, and I don't know whether it's going
Yeah,
to
you'd have to
support
make some space.
my
So,
weight. Incidentally, I found myself standing in my wardrobe at like 1 o'clock this morning.
okay.
I woke up, and I don't know exactly what it was, but I had this overwhelming feeling that somebody was coming and I needed to get the thing for them. So I leapt out of bed and ran into my wardrobe, and then suddenly was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Is that person David Carradine?
I feel so bad for him.
It's too late for that now.
I've said it before.
He made his wank cupboard, let him lie in it.
I know. I've said it. Do you think it occurred to him just before he went? Like, because it probably happened before where he had like close calls. He probably thought, "Oh fuck, oh shit, this is it. This is how they're gonna find me. Oh god."
Well, one would hope that if one was having that sort of a moment, they'd do something about it.
Well, I mean, he was probably trying, man.
Well, yes, but what he was trying was the wrong fucking thing.
Mm. Well, I hope you never do that. I hope you're always careful when you're autoerotic asphyxiating yourself.
I I don't autoerotic asphyxiate myself.
Do you get a professional to do it?
No, it's not my cup of tea.
Is it
I
not?
actually, genuinely, I despise being choked.
Oh, that's right. You. Oh wait, no, that was the other way round. When you had that haircut and you got aroused, and that's why you only get it once a year.
Look, if they yank me hair about a bit, it taps into something. There's nothing I can do about that.
uh,
Okay.
I still think that thing about the sleep mask. I'm sorry, that's the funniest fucking shit.
Well, what can I say?
What you've done to yourself.
I have conditioned myself to be aroused by sleep
You can't
masks
wear a sleep
and
mask.
haircuts.
You find it too. Jesus.
If anything, my avoiding getting my hair cut is actually doing a public service because then I can't accidentally sexually assault someone by getting aroused whilst they're doing my hair.
I
Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to necessarily assault someone in the traditional sense, but if they feel assaulted because they
yeah.
realise I've gotten aroused, is that assault still?
Well, I think so, but I mean, I think not deliberate assault, but they said I would put it this way: I would be happy defending you in a court of law. I say defending you.
Yeah.
I would speak in your defence. Say no, you
They
don't.
were aggressively violent towards my hair, and
He.
my body reacted in a way that was beyond my control.
I'm sorry, Your Honour. I'm afraid.
That is my crime. It is also my punishment.
I'm afraid the defendant is a freak. He's a freaky boy, and he shouldn't be punished because honestly, that's just gonna make the bad situation worse.
Don't punish me. I'll get hard.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's bad enough you got all these handcuffs around. That's playing with fucking fire, isn't it?
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. To be fair, handcuffs are a bit. Yeah.
Mm.
To be honest with you,
Mm.
it's more about rope these days.
All right,
A bit more
fucking
versatile.
Ted Bundy over here.
No, it's not about murdering people.
Oh right, that's a shame.
So anyway, that's about my.
Well, speaking of
Jesus.
sexual assault, maybe I guess.
You wanna go on to Greg Wallace, do you?
Well, yeah.
Or does he want to go on to you?
As Greg Wallace said to presumably every woman within reach. Let's touch on Greg Wallace.
with 2 Gs. Well, 3 Gs really.
Yeah, well, like the phone thing.
Yes, like the
Yeah,
phone.
yes, Greg Wallace. We did talk about him a bit last time, and there was something brewing, and he
Yeah, and now
made
it's
things.
brewing even more.
Well, he made things worse, didn't he? Where he said,
A handful of middle class women of a certain age. I wrote it down.
"This reminds me of that song that you sent me that I really like."
Yes, it's a good song. By do you
Yes,
remember who it's by?
Imagine Dragons,
The Divine
the
Comedy.
Divine Comedy. Yes, he made it worse and then apologized for it, but more and more has
Yeah, but
been
let's be
coming
honest, his
out.
apology is bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's one of these where he knows he's fucked up with what he said, so he's gonna.
yeah.
He played the "I was in a bad place when I said it" sort of card because
Don't,
that seems to get everyone off a fucking hook these days.
well, don't.
Mental health is not a look. Mental health's important, right? But you can't use it as an excuse
It's an
to be an
explanation.
asshole.
Yes, it is not your fault, but it is your responsibility.
Yes.
I've been an asshole due to mental health. That is on me,
Yeah. Same.
and I don't like that, but it's true. You know, I don't. Well, I suppose I do. I don't know. I'm a bit of a hypocrite as well, you know. But
Oh
um,
yeah,
it
absolutely.
it, it brought out the we talked about this ages ago. This was a topic. We've been doing these videos so long now that an article he wrote was being published or being posted again. It was like his daily routine,
Ah yes, I remember.
and I said at the time it was very Partridge-esque because he goes to the harvest. Is it the harvester with his PA?
Probably.
And just the way he wrote it was very Alan Partridge-esque. And he spends like an hour and a half with his son, and then 3 hours playing Rome Total War or whatever. um,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to not play that.
yeah, he seemed like a bit of a bell end.
I never did finish that game.
You never finish any game.
Well, I'm gonna finish Formula One 2023, by which I mean the season at least.
Yeah,
So look forward to that.
joy.
This, you know how I felt during Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, get ready for this wild
Well,
ride,
I
bitch.
promise never to play a Yu-Gi-Oh game again because I know you don't have a great deal of interest in any of the games I play for this, really.
It
But
depends on the game.
that was
I just need it to be something I can get into.
yeah,
I need it to be something I can. I just can't pick it up.
that
It's
was
just
just
very,
images
very
on a
simplistic.
screen to you, really, wasn't it?
It really was. And I felt bad because I wanted to just scroll through my fucking phone
Yeah.
and do whatever, but I bitch at you about doing that, so I can't really do that.
Well, I shan't be playing any more Yu-Gi games.
Thank you.
I can't really put
At
you
least let
through that.
me, at least let me like get the hang of what the fuck's going on
Well,
first.
yes. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, Greg Wallace. And I shared with you that tweet from years ago where somebody appealed to him give to retweet something about a cancer charity,
Yep.
and he
He was
spelt
cycling 180 miles, was it, in 2 days for?
something like that, yeah. And he spelt his name with the one G at the end. And Greg Wallace's word reply was Greg with one G at the end. I appreciate that does not come across so well in audio retellings.
The gist of it is he was getting arsy about the spelling of his name when it's just when it's someone trying to do something for people with cancer.
Yeah, which is a bit of
He's an
a.
arsehole,
He
okay?
is an arsehole.
So naturally he's going to be
Look, on the whole,
what is it, a reform candidate and a GB news presenter by the end of the month.
well, yeah, I did say that guy is going to be on GB News within a fortnight.
Well, where else to defend himself?
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's
Where
Jeremy
else
Vine,
will
Jeremy Vine,
this
Jeremy Corbyn, not Corbyn.
middle-aged where else will this middle-aged white man be able to properly express how he feels in a way that won't have him judged and shamed? Wait, hang on.
That's what we do. Well, not you.
No, well, I mean, no, you judge me the fuck.
Yeah.
You judge the fuck out of me. Did I tell you? I don't think I did, because I don't think I found out until Friday. But you heard about the elf on the shelf thing last week. I know I keep going back to it, but you know how there was a bit of a it got tied up at work thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it better because I have a vague idea knowing what I'm doing.
You're a kinky little boy, yes.
I found out that one of the people who had initially tried and failed to do it properly had been telling people that I'm a quote professional at tying people up.
You're I We don't get away with that in the public sector.
Well,
They don't. Although my colleague and I did joke about making a suicide pact together today.
Well, that's the public sector for you, isn't it?
Mm.
But no, apparently I'm a professional at tying people up, which is not true. I've never been paid for it. The closest to semi-professional I'd get a semi. Um,
But would you get a semi-professionally?
I mean, if they pay me, yeah,
Would
sure.
you wear a suit and tie when you did it? Do you wear a suit and tie at work?
Fuck no.
A shirt
I
and
wear
tie?
jeans.
Oh, you jammy
I,
bastard.
I wear jeans, a shirt, and depending on whether I've got one that I want to wear or not, an undershirt. But I wear the shirt done up. The undershirt is more for extra layering.
Do you wear a wife beater vest?
No, no. Why would I announce my abusive ways like that?
You're not an abusive.
Next, you'll get me to drink Stella Artois.
The only thing you're abusing is yourself.
Me and my poor penis. And sometimes my butt.
How's
I'm joking.
therapy, by the way?
Oh, it was actually quite rough this week.
Nice.
Bastard did the oh, if I brought your dad in here today,
Oh,
like
God.
if I said he was outside and he was gonna, you could say whatever you wanted to him, what would you say? Oh, fucking bastard.
It's well, you don't want my advice on therapy, but I think when it's rough, it's good when it's rough. You don't
Yeah, that's how I feel about sex, but you judge me for
you
that, so
don't make any progress in your comfort zone, and you have to be entirely honest, even if it makes you look like an arsehole. Frequently does with
but
me, but
I mean, yeah,
I can appreciate
I
how
can
that
see
was
that.
rough though.
It wasn't a fun one. Like the first one wasn't fun, but it wasn't rough, you know.
I
And I'm going to be able to do the next week. I can't do the week after, and then it's everything till Christmas then.
well, I
The
need
rest of the year.
to. How many sessions do you get?
I think he said 8 to 12,
Alright.
presumably depending on how fucked up you are.
I
So I'm
I
getting 15.
40. Yes, I need to. I was given homework for therapy in a rare move. That was like
I've been told there'd be
6 weeks
homework, but
ago.
there wasn't. So,
Well, my homework is to write a letter to my younger self, telling me that I am loved
oh,
because
okay.
I wasn't. I never felt loved as a child, which explains why I'm such a fucking monster now.
Someone at work told me that they love me earlier.
My colleague tells me she loves me all the time. She reminds me a lot of you,
Yeah,
actually,
this was. Well, you know,
because we're both.
shows what you fuck. We're so fucking different, me and Irving. Because I tell you that I want you dead half the time.
Which
You know
yeah,
I don't mean it, but that's my way of showing affection.
which she does that.
Why don't you rid the universe of your filth and fucking kill yourself or whatever it was?
Oh no, you can't touch my penis. Anyway, what was I saying?
Just you try and stop me. No, anyway. Homework
No,
about.
yeah, yeah, it's the same sort of twatty relationship that we do.
Yeah,
We
well.
have.
So when are they joining us for recording?
They're not.
Uh,
I, you moved this, but yes, she's
yeah, you can
the
move
one
it.
ages
I
ago
don't
who,
know if it'll let you move it while I'm on it, but
she's the one ages ago who said that her relationship with me was the most.
I've been disconnected.
Oh fuck. Oh, that's
Is
interesting.
your internet gone again?
No, the connection timed out.
What?
The connection timed out. Is that a precursor to internet failing?
Woman at work that
No, it's not. That's interesting.
yeah,
It's just the
I mean,
connection.
maybe.
I don't understand that. Yes, yeah, she's very clever too. She's one of I genuinely.
Okay, so you're a bit wappy on the old
Alright.
chat right now.
Can you hear me?
I heard that. I'm rejoining.
Yeah.
So she's very clever too.
Yes, there was an incident at work. One of the main things that has caused me to spiral into depression, and she handled it very well. And she's one of the few people I've ever met who I have no shame admitting is smarter than me. Well, maybe,
Oh well.
maybe not, maybe.
It's hard to judge sometimes, isn't it? Because it depends what you're measuring it as.
Well, not all the
Like,
time.
no, but so like there are some things that
Mm.
You can't really base it on just random knowledge, can you? It's got to be application,
Yeah,
ability to apply knowledge,
yeah.
and that's a much harder thing to quantify because you need someone who sort of knows how to apply that knowledge as well to be a sort of independent adjudicator.
Mm.
And you're assuming that they know it well enough, so they need to be more intelligent. Oh, it's more complicated than it needs.
I did have a really weird moment where
Me too.
where basically I realized I couldn't trust my own brain.
Oh yeah, I've been
That
there.
my perspective on the situation. I mean, okay. I thought a colleague was off with me because of something that happened, and I raised it with her, and she genuinely had no idea what I was talking about, and made it very clear that she is not the sort of person who would do that. And I believe her, but I just it was one of those moments where you're like, I cannot trust myself.
Yeah, I don't trust my brain. I've got things that I think are either memories or are things that I have either repressed memories or things that I have imagined that I've convinced myself are repressed memories, and
Mm.
I don't know which one they are. So
I don't.
I don't trust my.
I don't remember a great deal about my childhood. Speaking of fathers, my father has my address, which is fucking horrible, and
Oh, I'm pleased mine doesn't.
sent me a card with a long letter that will presumably be the same stuff it usually is, which is, I'm sorry, I don't mean to completely destroy you as a human being.
Hmm. Have you not read it?
No, of course I don't. I
Oh,
genuinely
I
can't.
don't
It's
know.
too fucking painful.
I don't know. You might
Nah,
read it just to get a kick out of I don't
no.
know how you're going to ignore him.
Mum seems to find the whole thing amusing, but I find it very uncomfortable. You know
That's
the
understandable.
number one feeling that people in our position who have cut a parent or both parents out of their lives feels upon that parent's death, and the number one emotion is
Disappointment.
relief.
Ah, well,
It's like,
I do sometimes think it's easier to consider my father to be dead. I actually
mm,
genuinely said that to my therapist this
yeah,
week. I was like, look, it's easier sometimes if I just think he's dead.
mm, I do. Yeah. Well,
Do you want to? Shall we move on to a less depressing
should
topic?
we have a
For
happy
me, at
one?
least. Well, we can, but I want to have. I want a weird one that I want to talk about.
Okay, let's do a weird one.
I had a weird dream.
Did you? Were you?
Now,
Did you end
it.
up in my wardrobe as well? At one
How
o'clock in the
did you
morning.
know? No, now, strangely enough, there is a little bit of nudity, but there's no sex. So I want you to just
Story of
bear that
my
little in
life.
mind. Title of your sex tape. No, no. In all seriousness, this is a genuine dream I had. I wrote down a small portion of it. Oh, I didn't write any of it down. I just wrote down the other people in it and the word dream. Um, so I'm basically I'm doing it as best I can from memory. But the gist of it is, for some unknown reason, I had been invited to a wedding-like event being held by David Mitchell and Victoria Coren-Mitchell.
A wedding-like event, so like a
And
civil
now I
partnership.
feel I don't. It was like they were having an event that was like a wedding, but obviously they're already married,
Right.
right? They were already married, so they clearly weren't having another wedding. They
So
may have been having like a vow renewal or something, but I
yeah.
don't know what it was.
So aesthetically, it was wedding-esque,
Yeah, it was wedding
but
esque.
it couldn't have been
To
because
all
they were
intents
already
and
married.
purposes, it seemed like a wedding, but logically, it probably wasn't.
I'm with you.
This was the second time I had had some sort of event with them because apparently this was me going back to follow up on a get to know some other people like mingling session for people that were going to be there at this second the big event.
Right.
So I'd been to a sort of mixer that they were hosting.
Right.
This was me meeting up with them after the fact,
Right.
and then we in preparation for the wedding style event. Right?
Okay. So you'd had the mix, so you were getting together for the main event.
No, we were getting a no, because the thing about the mixer is it turns out the mixer was to try and introduce people so they knew random people who didn't really have anyone else get there that they could have sit together,
Right.
right? So they wanted people who would hit it off to be sat with each other, which makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It seems a very them sort of thing to do, which is
It
it seems a
does.
her sort of thing to do.
Yes. Yes, it
Maybe not so
does.
much him, but definitely her. So I
Yes.
stand by my dream image of Victoria Coren-Mitchell.
Yes, I
Right?
agree. That was honestly my thought as well. Like, oh, that is somewhat in keeping with the personas that they have.
Okay, so I'd gone to this place,
Yeah.
which I'm assuming was their home. They said there are two people who, after we spoke to them, really hit it off with you.
Oh.
Take it your pick of either number one or number two. And I wasn't too sure which one to pick.
So
And I,
you saw the people. Sorry to interrupt, but you saw the people. You knew who they were. They weren't just giving you a random number.
well, no, I mean they hadn't told me who the two people were. Like obviously I had met them at the mixer, but I didn't dream the mixer. I didn't experience the mixer in my dream.
Right.
So I didn't know. I went into this blind, as far as I'm concerned. Okay.
Okay. Well, that explains
Okay.
why two people hit it off with you, because somebody
I know,
else was
right?
clearly piloting you during the mixer.
Fuck off. Anyway, so the gist of it was, I ended up taking one of these envelopes and having looked inside of it, it was like a dossier about this person, like
Jesus.
a full. This is what this person's like, including a picture. But the thing about one of the notes I saw on this, I distinctly remember the wording as being along the lines of flashes in awkward social situations to avoid their autism or to mask their autism. Right? Flashes during awkward social situations to mask their autism.
That's
And the
the
picture
most
was not
autistic.
their face; it was them flashing. So I basically saw this random person's tits in what was basically a Polaroid. That was the person I ended up with.
What?
I remember Victoria Coren-Mitchell saying, "If you play your cards right, you could end up with food in your mouth," which I take to mean some sort of sexual. If you play your cards right, you're going to get laid.
Yes.
Personally,
I
contextually, it seems.
I just like how when presumably Victoria Coren-Mitchell, or David Mitchell, I guess, was building this dossier and decided to add flashes in awkward social situations to mask autism, they thought, you know what this needs? Fucking visual aid.
Well, no, because you don't know if that's a natural photograph that got taken whilst they were interviewing them for this dossier. So anyway, I didn't get to witness the event itself after the fact. I'm a bit disappointed.
Oh.
I had to wake up for work, but it's such a weird fucking dream. And they had a kid that was presumably their kid,
They have two
and
children.
I kept calling.
Yeah.
Well, I know this. I didn't know it at the time. I kept calling their kid Barney.
No, they're two
It's
girls.
not Barney. I looked it up after.
Yeah.
But no, I think. Oh, and Victoria Coren-Mitchell. I'm just gonna start calling her Victoria. It's easier. She was. I said, why not both people? Because I'm
Greedy.
open, right? And I said, why not both people? And she said, no, that's not happening. Shut it down immediately.
That is, I can imagine her saying that.
So it seems very true to what they're like. This
But I do have to say,
I can't help but wonder who this other person, like whose life I briefly stepped into there, actually is. Is this your report? Oh, the one that you should have given me last week.
Yes.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you. I'll have a look at this when I'm finished. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I do.
It's such a weird dream.
I do have to say, why could you only have one? Because I would have assumed they would have plunked you at a table and that you would have mixed with all of them. Did you have to? Was there a buddy system in place?
I don't know. I don't really know. But I think for just maybe they were playing matchmaker and this whole thing was a.
Yeah, maybe.
But why? I mean, if they both hit it off with me, who are we to deny nature?
Two people hit it off with you. Jesus fucking Christ.
I know. I'm a genuinely likable person. I'm just a twat to you.
I suppose you are likable in your way, but I'm much the same. You know.
You're just a twat to me. It's fine.
Despite
we only see the words to each other because that's what we present.
we've known each other too long. Despite my self-loathing, I'm quite popular in the office. When one of the team that sits directly behind my team, or directly behind me, had a Christmas meal, or is having a Christmas meal, and their team leader asked can we invite Ben, and this other person? They were, yes, absolutely.
This
and then
meal
the rest,
that I'm going to on the 16th is basically the exact same fucking situation.
And then the rest of the team
and the rest of my team got invited for the sake of,
The rest of the team sort of got included on that, and they were a bit like, Oh, okay. Guess we have to have them too, do we?
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly the situation
It's
in mine.
weird, isn't it? Isn't
It
it
is
weird?
because we're both arseholes,
We
but they
are.
seem to think we're decent
I know. It's
for fools.
fucking.
Do you know why that woman at work today said that she loves me?
Why?
Because I make her laugh.
I
Like
make
she loves
people.
people who make her laugh. Is exactly how she phrased it.
I make people laugh too. My team leader said I should do stand up comedy, which I'm obviously not going to do. I actually one of the things that really threw me into depression um, this week or last week was that I had a long story short, it wasn't. It was very messily dealt with, hence the depression bit. But I basically had to tell somebody to back off because
Good
they were
God.
being too. They liked me too much.
Hang on a minute. It wasn't someone that was going to be a David Mitchell and Victoria Coren-Mitchell mixer, was it?
No,
Because if so, you could have got food in your mouth there, mate. Uh,
no,
it
they.
does sound like an innuendo, doesn't it? I googled it. It doesn't exist as a phrase.
I mean, I'm gonna say it doesn't sound like a great innuendo, but it sounds like the sort of innuendo Victoria Coren-Mitchell might make,
It does.
like awkwardly.
How does asleep me know her so well?
I don't know. Maybe it's a Freddy Krueger like situation,
Oh, okay.
and
So they've inhabited my dreams, have they?
yes.
David and Victoria somehow living in my dreams. Well, can they come back? Because I want to see the rest of this woman. Okay.
Wooden
I don't think
trims.
I'm unreasonable in wanting to finish the dream.
No.
It'd be nice to finish a dream
Oh,
that
I've.
wasn't that weird zombie one where I kept rejoining it at a point just before I died last time and then surviving it like some sort of weird comic book sci-fi serial from the 50s.
I have a recurring dream where I am on the Titanic. I believe we talked
Okay,
about this before.
we have, yeah.
It's various different bodies of water. Sometimes we're quite close to port, but it doesn't seem to change anything about the tone.
Hmm.
Um, from time to time, really rough water with giant sharks and things like that, and it's usually towards the tail end of it. You know, it's
It's just
dreams are weird.
it's,
I have a
they
colleague
fucking are.
who doesn't dream.
Oh, I don't believe that.
No, genuinely, he has never dreamed. He doesn't. He can't listen to music either. I mean, he can listen to it, but he doesn't. It doesn't do anything for him. It doesn't resonate. As he puts it, it is just noise.
Nah, don't trust that person. Sociopath.
Well, what's interesting is that he doesn't regard this as anything other than a minor curiosity.
Yeah, because he realizes he's a fucking
No,
sociopath.
I don't think he does. He just goes, "Oh, that's interesting." But like that, I mean, that must be it must be autism or something, right? Surely,
It's got to be. Oh, Jesus
it's
Christ, this is going to be
fascinating.
rough.
Well, would you like my happy topic?
Yeah, go on then.
Well, you know my favourite news story of a couple of years ago, last year, the
Titan?
Titan sub. Yes. Well, we've had more rich arsehole comeuppance news recently, haven't we?
Which one?
Well, the one I'm thinking of is the health insurance.
Oh, I mean, the guy who's been assassinated.
Yes.
I don't necessarily think we should call that a happy story because someone has been murdered.
Well,
It's not quite the same as rich people got stupid and died because of their own
let
stupidity.
me explain my thinking because I was sort of impartial at first. Um, and then was on Reddit, and it's all over Reddit.
Yeah.
Right, he was the CEO of this health insurance thing. I can't remember. I can't remember what the company's called, but anyway, the so health insurance in America. You put your money in, and then they can cover you, but it's a fucking mess. Um,
Yeah.
the average decline percentage, or average percentage of requests that are declined is 16%. Would you care to guess what his company's decline rate was.
Are they an outlier? Looks like the guy that eats all the spiders in the cave.
Well, no,
Okay. 74.
no, Jesus, that's you'd never make 32,
Okay.
which is still a fucking lot.
It sounds like they are an outlier.
That means, well, they're the highest I saw, but that means a third of the people who try and cash in on their insurance are rejected. That's
Okay.
insane. And
That is insane.
you're paying hundreds of dollars a month for this. There were people telling
Mm-hmm.
stories about how their loved ones had cancer and they couldn't afford the premiums, or they were declined for insurance for various reasons and died because of it. This does kill people. That man has blood on his hands, right?
Okay.
Um, Somebody else who works in the industry said that they do it deliberately. It's part of their business model.
Yep.
These are not good people. He
No, but it
may.
doesn't. We shouldn't be overjoyed about them getting assassinated in near broad daylight.
You big pussy.
No. I'm all for. I'm all for the logic behind the Titan sub. Okay, I get that.
Mm.
Rich people being stupid, doing something they shouldn't have, and they're getting their comeuppance for it.
Yeah.
Someone getting assassinated is not good. Okay, there's better ways to go about this.
Well, none of really.
Public hanging,
Well, my
mob lynching.
somebody made the
You know.
point that it's best not to live your life in such a way that when you die, basically everybody agrees it's a net good.
Well, yeah, but it's not always that easy, is it?
No.
I'm sure there'll be some people who think my death's a net good.
I saw another post that said it was American problems require American solutions, which tickled me a little.
Yeah, if only he'd been visiting a school.
Yes. He. I'm sorry. I think I can't really muster. I don't adore the story. I'm not,
No,
wanking
don't get me wrong.
myself silly over it.
I'm
But
not cut up about his death, right? I just don't necessarily think it's quite the good news story that
I don't.
you are presenting
Well,
it as.
all right. I retract my previous statement. I don't. I think it's a good thing he is dead.
That's fine. I can live with that.
Okay. Yeah. I think the world is slightly better. I hope they never find the guy.
Well, last I saw, the facial recognition stuff that they had going on wasn't going to work.
Well, he
They didn't
didn't.
have enough of a face.
Well, he didn't wear a fucking mask. I don't know why he didn't cover his face up. He wrote on the bullets, incidentally. I can't remember what he wrote. It was like decline,
Um,
deny,
d-
decline.
deny, defend, depose.
Yeah, which apparently it's similar to a title of a 2010 book about the industry, but I think it refers to terminology
It's the author.
used by them, used by health insurance companies when they do decline things or deny insurance coverage. Um, what else? There was something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, somebody said that the amount of suspects is going to be insane, just because of
Yeah.
how many people were declined for healthcare or had loved ones declined for healthcare. They have this thing where you have to be in the partner program. I think it's called the partner program or an affiliate or something like that. Basically, if you were seriously ill and you were insured by them, and you went to a hospital that wasn't in their partner program or wasn't connected,
Hmm.
they would not cover the treatment.
Okay.
So you might have to go like 2 hours out of your way to guarantee that you got to a hospital where you would be treated and it would be covered.
Now, I understand the reason why that's a bad thing, right? I
Mm,
get that. But say you've got a coupon for McDonald's,
yeah.
you're not going to be able to cash that in at Taco Bell.
No. But at the same time, I'm not relying on, McDonald's or Taco Bell to save my fucking life.
I don't know. I've seen
It's like when you hear about,
something.
I don't even know whether this is true. It sounds like something crazy that happens that they just make up. I don't know whether it's even true that firefighters refuse to. I think it used to be the case. I don't know where I heard it, but firefighters will refuse to put your fire out if you're not insured with them or something like that. I can't remember.
Probably in Colombia or something.
Possibly. My point is, this industry is genuinely evil.
Yes, it is.
There's
Do you have life insurance?
medical debt will ruin you. I can't get life insurance because I'm depressed.
I've got life insurance.
I can't. I tried when I bought my house. I looked into it, and I was rejected twice. And we thought, you know what? Let's put a pin in this, and we'll revisit it. But there's nobody.
I've got life insurance, and they do know about my 2015 diagnosis of depression.
Who are you with?
I can't remember their name now. They leave me alone. I give them money. If I die before I'm God knows what age it is, I'll get a big payout.
Well, you won't.
Well, no. But if I have a life-threatening injury that makes it so I can't work or whatever, I get the payout. So that'll be nice.
I know. I wanted that too. That was my retirement plan, but I couldn't. I couldn't get it. I'll have to look into that again.
Would you like a connections round?
Oh, already? Yes, please.
Yeah. Oh, I need to change screen briefly because I'm on the wrong bloody. My web browser's on the wrong screen.
All right.
Oh no, it's not. Where is it? Do you mind? Oh no, it's not. It's not playing ball, Ben. Alright, we'll give it a minute. Oh no, it's playing ball again. Just as I decide I'm going to hide the screen away. Come on. No, I don't want to create a post on Facebook. What are you playing at, you stupid thing? Oh, come on. The page is loading again.
Right. I was just thinking, we played a game at that Christmas party as well. Basically, it was like a, I can't remember what it was called. Herd mentality. Gist of it
Okay,
is,
never heard
you've
of
got
it.
a group of people and you have a question, such as name a fruit, right?
Okay.
And everybody writes down the name of a fruit. But the gist of it is, you've got to guess what you write. So say like you got 10 people, 8 of them say tomato,
Yeah.
and one of them says banana, one of them says apple, which wouldn't happen.
Okay.
The 8 people get a point. So you really are guessing what the majority will say.
Ah, yes. But I would say the majority realistically say banana.
Would say apple, yeah. The reason I bring it up is because you mentioned balls or playing ball. One of them was what name a ball game,
Okay.
and somebody said pickleball. Somebody
Well,
said
they ain't winning, are they?
something to do with snappy ball or something. Snappy balls. I don't know. And then it was my turn, and I said football, and I was very confused because I thought, have I misunderstood this?
Maybe they don't want to win.
And I was in a bit of a bad mood then because I realised I was surrounded by people I couldn't relate to in any way.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're not. Go on.
No, come on.
I'm so glad you're. I can relate to you.
Well, you know.
Well,
I've said it before and I'll say it again. You're like a brother to me.
don't make it fucking weird, man.
I'm not making it weird. I'm being honest with you.
I joke about you being emotionally stunted, but I genuinely get uncomfortable when you say stuff like that, even though I do ask for it regularly. Well, if it's any consolation to you,
I can't say anything nice about you, or you get.
I quite like you too.
Oh, I didn't say I liked you.
Well, you are.
You see how I get on with my family.
You are. Well, yes, my life is richer for you in it. I was thinking today, and I thought, you know what, Jordan is not really a person. He's like a part of my existence,
Wow.
like a toe or a scab or something. You know, you get me?
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure I like it, but go on. Fine.
Connections round, yay.
Hang on, why is this fucking thing not playing ball? The screen, it won't let me scroll up and down smoothly, so it's stopping and stuff. Okay, Aldar Bedo. Morhonic, Dudbolt.
Are these real people?
No.
Are these things?
No.
Are these fictional people?
Yes.
Are these characters who appear in a certain comic series?
No.
Are these
Well,
Marvel?
to be fair, there is probably a comic series that includes these characters. That is not what they are famous for.
Okay. Are they enemies of? What's it? No, are they? Dud? Just read them again, please.
Aldarbedo,
Aldarbedo,
Morhonic,
Morhonic,
and Dudbolt.
Dudbolt.
Yes.
These sound like villains. Are these villains?
No, but they are adversaries.
Oh, are these like advert villains?
No.
What a great idea for connections around that would be. I don't even know whether you could do it though.
Just five different people from cleaner clothes.
Yes. I remember that.
Yeah.
I could probably get a video out of that.
Really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got more names.
Yeah, I'll have some more names then, please.
Okay. Clegg Holdfast,
Oh,
Eb E. Endocott, and Bowles Raw.
Clegg Holdfast really rings a bell.
There's some of these that I'm skipping because I know that they would give it away. So I'm going to come back to them.
These are funny names, ostensibly.
Would you like some more?
Are they? Yeah, go on.
Teamto Pagalis,
Hmm.
Elan Mack, and Mars Guo.
Are these video game things?
They will have featured in a video game, but it is not what they are famous for.
They will have featured in a video game, though.
I'm absolutely certain they'll have featured in a video game. I'm certain I've played it. However, that's not what they are famous for.
Okay, so presumably they're part of a fictional universe which was originally adapted for television or film that has gotten video games out of it, and it's an almost certainty that they will feature in those because they're big parts
Bingo.
in that. Right. Are these characters named within the work?
Some of them, yes.
Is it an Inky, Pinky, Blinky, Clyde situation?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Well,
So, some of these absolutely are named within the work. Some of them probably are not.
Well, what I mean by that is they're obviously the ghosts in Pac-Man,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and they're not named in the. It's not like the game introduces them to you, but if you read the manual or whatever, they're in that. Yeah. Okay, more names, please.
Okay. Ark Bumpy Roos, Neva Key, One Sedage.
These sound like randomly generated names.
I mean, that is genuinely possible as to where they came from.
And I am familiar with this property, am I?
Yes,
Is it going to be Star Wars?
it is Star
Oh,
Wars.
for fuck's sake. They do sound like shitty StarArs names now that I think about
They
it.
really do. They really do. They are all Star Wars characters. They're Star Wars characters from a specific point.
Are these Jedi?
No. There's not that long a list.
Are these?
I've only got one more
right.
before. Sorry, two more before we get to ones that I know that you will definitely recognise. Or if not definitely recognise, we're pretty fucking close to ones that you're going to recognise.
All right, go on then.
Odie Mandrell, Zelbury, and then if I go with Rats Tyrell.
What was that one I said I Was that one I said I recognised?
Clegg Holdfast, I believe.
Clegg Holdfast. Was Clegg Holdfast? Is he a pod racer?
Clegg Holdfast is a pod racer.
How the fuck did I know that?
These are pod racers from the Boonta Eve Classic that took place during episode 1.
Oh, so presumably.
Would you hazard a guess at any of the other names?
Well, Anakin Skywalker is going to be on there.
Yep, they are on the list. They were going to be the last one I said.
And Sebulba.
Sebulba also on the list.
Art Garfunkel?
No, that's a real person.
Right.
'60s pop musician or pod racer? um,
um, Engelbert Humperdinck,
no.
famed Jedi scholar Engelbert Humperdinck. He has 7 expanded universe novels, and HBO series in the works.
I mean, that is true, but no, they're not on the list.
Um,
There's not many people left, to be fair.
I I don't know, but I will probably maybe recognise a few of the names. I would never get them go. So
There's Gazgano.
oh no.
There is. Where are they? Oh, and only one of a name, Ben Quadrinero.
Hmm. I knew there
Who
was
is famous for what?
um. I don't know. Was he
Their
on
pod racer is the one
Celebrity
that got.
MasterChef?
Their, their pod racer is the one that had that thing where it didn't start,
Oh right.
and then they hit the controls, and then it all blew up around them.
Oh right. Was that the one with the great improvised line? I don't care what galaxy you're from. That's gotta hurt.
No, that was Rats Tyrell.
Oh right.
There's actually backstory about Rats Tyrell.
Of
Would you
course
believe?
there fucking is. Because
Their son, who was at the event and witnessed them die in a horrific crash, lobbied to have pod racing banned in multiple systems and was successful.
well,
As a
that's.
result, because of a crash, it led to pod racing being outlawed in numerous systems.
I want to watch that film. I want
Yeah,
to
I don't think you're going to
watch
get that film.
Ratso Tyrell's son campaign and get a petition and go to the Houses of Parliament on Tatooine and
Let
appeal
me
before
find,
Jabba
see if
the
I can
Hutt
find his
himself.
name. I think it's Deland Tyrell.
Hmm.
It's the name of the kid.
Well, I
Um,
mean, there's 2 topics I could spiral off here because I have a Star Wars one, and I have one involving someone with the surname of Tyrell or Tyrrell.
oh, okay.
But they'll have to wait till next.
Sorry, I didn't.
What?
Sorry, I hadn't pressed the escape button. So
All right. Well, we've only done 53 minutes, so
I think all the others are quite long. I don't know what's next on your list. Is it the
well,
firehouse?
I've got Fire Station and Forest Cottage, so maybe we leave it.
Yeah, they're both quite big compared to.
All right. Well, bye then.
Bye.